Today on Discover Wisconsin, we're racing,
this group of 8 riders making the best of it today as they try and hold on,
gliding and pedaling through America's Bicycleland.
Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin.
Beauty awaits around each bend. The enchantment never ends. For every season there's another reason for you to come discover Wisconsin.
I hope you're stretched and ready. Just air out those tires and come with us as we ride America's Bicycleland right here in Wisconsin. Looking for great trails in Wisconsin? Well, you don't have to look far. Today, we found 4 amazing destinations that cater to cyclists from the Northwest to the Southeast. Let's start our 2-wheeled, pedal-powered adventure at the hub of bicycle trails in southern Wisconsin.
Fitchburg's home to 4 trails. We've got the Military Ridge Trail, which goes from Fitchburg to Dodgeville. We've got the Capital City Trail, which goes through Fitchburg and into Madison. We've got the Badger State Trail, which goes from Fitchburg to the Illinois state border. And our newest addition is the Cannonball Trail. So no matter where your destination is in south central Wisconsin, Fitchburg's really an ideal place to start.
With so many trail options to choose from, where do we start? How about at one of their area hotels? Yep, you heard that right, at a hotel.
The Quality Inn and Suites is literally situated right on the trail, and then the Candlewood Suites is about 2 blocks away from the Capital City Trail, and then the Country Inn and Suites is located about a block away from the Quarry Ridge Mountain Bike Trail and also access to the Military Ridge Trail.
All right, I'm ready to see these bikeways for myself. Riding through town, it's obvious a lot of thought went into planning for bike riders. Maybe that's why they were recognized as one of only 8 bicycle-friendly communities in Wisconsin from the League of American Bicyclists.
The city of Fitchburg has a robust transportation infrastructure that does include facilities for on-street bicycling as well as off-road. The emphasis is to allow bicycles and pedestrians to be the #1 priority, and we've been able to accomplish that through adopting a bicycle module within our Smart Code zoning district. And we're proud to say we're the first city in Wisconsin to have adopted a bicycle module, and in fact, the first city in the nation.
You can get almost anywhere in Fitchburg on a bike. Take a look at all of the shops and restaurants located on or near the bike routes. Speaking of restaurants, I think it's time for a quick break. And the mayor happened to join me for lunch. Can you tell me a little bit about the Fitchburg area and the hot spots such as the Great Dane that we're sitting in right now?
Oh, Fitchburg's got some great places. The Great Dane is one of our signature bars, brew pub, great burgers, great food, great company, great management here. Also, Fitchburg's got some great restaurants. We have some good Italian restaurants in town. A lot of good hangouts and great amenities in the community.
Another way to experience the community is during one of their numerous events and celebrations, which, as you'd expect, you can bike to. In fact, one event, bikes are required as the Fitchburg Fast and Furious races through the scenery of the area.
It's a bike race that promotes the Agora Pavilion area. It's very beautiful, as you can see, some natural prairies. Racers really enjoy the course. It's nice and wide and very safe, good road surfaces, and it's a very fast course.
Greek for the gathering place, the Agora Pavilion hosts community members and visitors alike. Whether attending a farmer's market from May through October or their annual art fair in August, the pavilion also provides shelter, so you'll enjoy the events in any weather.
It's a beautiful setting with the natural prairie gardens and just the architecture of the building and everything. It just all blends really well to make a great experience for anyone.
Experiencing everything in town is only half of what Fitchburg has to offer. Just look at this rolling countryside, just minutes from the downtown.
There are a lot of bike routes that start in Fitchburg and head out, that head south, that head west, that head east. And you can pick any number of difficulties. You can pick flat road, you can pick the hills of western Dane County, and you can start in Fitchburg and end in Fitchburg.
Here's something you might not expect in a bustling city. Quarry Ridge provides single-track enthusiasts an off-road experience with trails designed for beginners to to advanced riders. Download or order maps to all the trails going through Fitchburg and see why I'm pedaling this bike at their block party by first visiting our website and choosing Fitchburg as your destination. Our journey heads north as we visit one of the best small communities in the U.S. Stay tuned. We're back, cycling more of the state on Discover Wisconsin. If you can guess what Wisconsin city was named one of the top 20 2012 best small towns in America by Smithsonian Magazine, you know where we're headed next. Located in the heart of some amazing scenery, Menomonie makes for an easy drive-to destination. Once you get there, we encourage you to explore the area on 2 wheels instead of 4. Let's start on a shining example of one of Wisconsin's premier Rails to Trails projects.
The Red Cedar State Trail is about 14.5 miles long. It runs along the Red Cedar River. There's a lot of different things to see along the trail. You'll see some ospreys. There's some osprey nests in town here. A lot of bald eagles. We do have bald eagle nests along the trail.
With being a converted railroad bed, it's a gentle ride along the entire path. For a good introduction to not only the trail, but also everything else you may experience, plan your visit during Trail Days in June. There's plenty of free family entertainment at Trail Days. Check out these predatory birds the DNR brought to show off.
Her name is Artemis. I say her because this is a female. A male would be a little bit smaller.
And don't forget your bikes, because every day, even during Trail Days, is a great day to ride along the Red Cedar River. Well, I thought it was about time I hopped on a cycle and discovered Menomonie for myself. So I need these, and I also need to rent a bike.
Okay, we can do that. What kind of riding were you thinking about doing today?
Just some trail riding today.
Okay.
I don't know much about the area, so do you know anyone who could show me around?
I actually have someone to cover for me today. I could probably help you out with that.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, let's fit you up on a bike.
Excellent. It didn't take long for us to start seeing a lot of the sights in town. I quickly realized why it's rated as one of the best small towns in the country. With a well-timed vacation, we'd recommend attending their farmers market or one of their Tuesday evening summer concerts. Now this is a cool building.
Yeah, that's the Mabel Tainer Theater. Beautiful building, newly restored inside. You should check it out.
I took Rory's suggestion and spent a few minutes browsing the theater. In addition to its own scheduled performances, the theater partners with local organizations to house their shows. Let's go check out more of the history of Menomonie. The Russell J. Rossbach Heritage Museum serves as Dunn County's historical society. And in staying with the theme of our episode, one particular exhibit caught our attention.
He had a bike shop here in town near the school, and he was very benevolent to children. He would fix a lot of the children's bikes if they couldn't afford it, and he was quite a character. In our little exhibit for his bike shop, we have a Whizzer, as well as an early 1900 Crescent bike that was used for racing.
Speaking of racing, the Nature Valley Grand Prix rolls through Menomonie in June.
You gotta start ringing them soon because these riders are feeling the pain of 100 miles of racing today.
It's one of the toughest days of racing in North America. They start with a parade lap right here in downtown Menomonie. Then they go out for 87 miles on the rural course. And they finish with 6 laps in town here.
Spectators line the streets to cheer on these athletes. And for the wannabe professional riders,
we have a second event, the spectator ride, that is more for recreational cyclists. And that's intended for cyclists to get out in advance of the pros and then watch them go by and then return back home again.
Many of the first-time spectators find Menomonie to be so cycle-friendly, they plan return trips every year.
We decided to take a week's vacation this year after last year's event. So we've been here for a week just riding the country roads. It's been wonderful.
If you can't get a personal tour like I had, simply download or order one of their biking maps at discoverwisconsin.com and choose Destination Menomonie. Don't go anywhere. We still have an hour left to go. Okay, so that may have been a little lie. We'll explain when we come back. Welcome back to America's Bicycleland on Discover Wisconsin. Chocolate seems to be a universal treat for everyone, even to cyclists looking for a little energy boost. So our next biking adventure takes us to Chocolate City, USA. Home to the Nestle Chocolate Factory, Burlington is located between I-43 and I-94 on the border of Racine and Walworth counties. We'll dive into more chocolate stories in a minute, but let's start with their trails.
The unique part about this area is we have 5 major highways that come into this town. So no matter which way you want to go, you have a headwind going out and a tailwind coming back.
Which is perfect for bikers.
For bikers, correct.
Now there's 2 great trails, Seven Waters and White River Trail. Tell me about those trails.
The Seven Waters Trail actually used to be called the Burlington Trail. It's been in existence since 1972 or 73. And the other trail, the White River Trail, just opened up recently. And that one is like from Burlington to Elkhorn. And the unique part about that one is you're right out in the middle of nowhere. It has a little bit of a grade going to Elkhorn. And on the way back, you got a downhill grade and hopefully a tailwind.
As you pedal along the White River State Trail, you're actually riding along a section of our state with some very interesting history.
It originally was the very first railroad. It was called the Racine, Mississippi line, and it ran from Lake Michigan to the Mississippi River. It's the first connecting railroad that connected those 2 pieces of water.
Karen runs a popular spot along the bike trail that was once the actual train depot for the railroad. And if you didn't bring your bike on vacation, this is the place for a perfect family rental. For some scenic paved trail riding, Racine County is home to more rustic roads than anywhere else in Wisconsin. And it's not just the scenery that brings cyclists to Burlington.
I've lived in 3 different states. This is cycling heaven right here. I'll ride, for instance, about 2,400 miles now. And if it was the same old roads, I mean, no matter how much fun it is, that gets old. And the variety here is, I think, spectacular.
All those roads and trails head right into Burlington. So I decided it was time to see just what this bike-friendly community has to offer.
Well, our historic downtown, it's a collection of buildings that are over 100 years old. And among those, you'll actually find a bike shop, excellent shopping for clothing, antique stores, collectibles, galleries, wonderful restaurants, so pretty much anything that you'd want. We do have a strong history with the Underground Railroad. There's a walking driving tour, which is easily bikeable.
Another tour we took started with a fib. Emmy Fink, host of Discover Wisconsin Television, earned her position by winning a foot race against 500 applicants that crossed the Wisconsin River.
Well, the Burlington Liars Club was formed back in the late 20s, early 30s. So sort of a promotion of the Burlington community, whereby we'd ask different so-called amateur liars around the country to come up with a fib.
And when you're in town, you can bike or walk around to see all of the previous year's lies displayed throughout Burlington. Here's the lie. During a recent cold snap, I saw a night crawler steal the fur coat off a caterpillar and crawl back in his hole. Now, our final stop in Burlington is a sweet one.
Hi, I'm Farfel, the chocolate-loving dog from Nestle.
You can meet Farfel and see other nostalgic items at the Chocolate Experience Museum. So if you can't make it to Burlington in May during Chocolate Fest, a visit here will satisfy your sweet tooth, since there are always free samples when you come to the museum. Come see more of the museum and download bike trail maps just by visiting our website and choosing Burlington as your destination. Don't go anywhere just yet. Coming up, we're finding out how these elite bikes are made for cyclists all around the world. Our tour through America's Bicycleland continues on Discover Wisconsin. We've done a lot of bike riding so far, but now I want to see how these bikes are really built, from start to finish. So what better place to go than Trek Bikes Factory right here in Jefferson County? Trek began in 1976 with a simple mission: to build the best bikes in the world. And today you can plan a tour to see what goes into each bike they make. So this really is where it all starts. How fun to be able to have the creative process to design these bikes.
Yeah, it's really nice. We get to design bikes based on where they're going to be ridden, whether that's racing in the Tour de France or riding on the Glacial Drumlin Trail.
Wow. Andrew explained that Trek began with just 6 employees. And while they've grown to over 2,000 employees worldwide, they still do a lot of work by hand, right here in Jefferson County.
With all of the advanced aerospace technology that goes into our modern bike frames, a lot of people are surprised to learn that there's a lot of humans still involved in making them.
Right.
But we still hand build bikes here in Waterloo.
There's a lot more to learn about Trek. Come see more of my tour on our website under Destination Jefferson County. It seems like you can get to virtually every community and attraction located here from the comfort of your bike saddle. We're going to start our adventure off-road in the Kettle Moraine State Forest near Palmyra. The southern unit of the state forest is home to the Emma Carlin Trail System that consists of 3 moderate to hard loops for those looking for a single-track adrenaline rush. Me, I prefer to keep things a little slower, but first, I still need a bike. Hi, I was hoping that I could rent a bike. I want to hit some trails here in Jefferson County.
Sure, I have one right here you can use.
That looks like a good bike.
It is.
With a rental from Two Rivers Bicycle, I was ready to check out the Glacial Drumlin State Trail that runs 52 miles east to west with a converted train depot serving as a visitor center in Lake Mills.
The Glacial Drumlin is one of the oldest trails almost in the state. It goes back to the early 1970s. And it's on a railroad bed. It's crushed limestone, basically, and it actually passes through the entire Jefferson County. It's a great area.
I love seeing families on the trail with their kids and their parents and even grandparents. It's just it's a great social event, and it keeps you young.
Just off trail, there are some must-stop attractions. Take a moment to explore the Aztalan State Park. Its museum, operated by the Lake Mills Aztalan Historical Society, features 2 pioneer church buildings and other structures from the 19th century. We mentioned the Glacial Drumlin connects to other trails taking you to other parts of the county.
The Glacial River Trail essentially is paved, follows the river along certain segments of it, and follows Highway 26 going north. But they've got it far enough away from the road that it makes it very interesting. Well, you not only got these incredibly beautiful trails, but got a lot of neat places to stop. Some great restaurants and ice cream parlors, and where the river is cutting through, it makes it particularly scenic. And a lot of small towns that can really be a lot of fun.
You can literally bike from Fort Atkinson to Watertown with stops in Jefferson and Johnson Creek. Bicyclists will now have one more attraction to stop and see as they pedal through Waterloo.
There will be a trailhead facility that will provide opportunities for a covered picnicking area, a restroom, a meeting room, and most exciting to me is an interpretive center, which will feature all the aspects of the glacial heritage area.
Our goal of the project is to showcase to the community, to the region, as well as travelers within the state, all that Jefferson County has to offer.
We just finished riding in some of the best places in Wisconsin and pretty much on every terrain. Now it's your turn. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com where you can download any of the maps that you saw today. I'm Emmy Fink, off to discover more of America's Bicycle Land. Hold up, boys! For more information and bonus video from the episode, go to discoverwisconsin.com. While you're there, click on the Cadiddle link to watch entire episodes from this season or past seasons. And don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discover Wisconsin Radio all across the state. Just a little help from my friend Chip. Just a little help. Sure. Thanks so much. I'll take this. Have a great day.
We're gonna need that, but you could rent one at Two Rivers.
Thanks, Rory. I love it. And the streamers.